Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines: World Press Freedom Day being observed today. Vice President urges media professionals to act as protective shield to our society against disinformation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews COVID-19 situation in the country. Medical interns to be deployed in COVID management duties. Nagaland government declares containment zones in areas under Dimapur and Kohima for 7 days from 7 p.m. tomorrow. And State Health Department says beneficiaries of priority group falling under 45 years and above eligible to receive second dose free of cost at government COVID vaccination centres. As the number of COVID cases are on the rise, we appeal to our listeners to take all the precautions and all those above 18 years of age to get vaccinated without any hesitation. Stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, focus on hand and face hygiene, and maintain a distance of 2 yards for social distancing. Now the news in detail. World Press Freedom Day is being observed today. This day is celebrated on the 3rd of May every year. This year's World Press Freedom Day theme, Information as a Public Good, serves as a call to affirm the importance of cherishing information as a public good. In his message, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged all governments to do everything in their power to support a free, independent and diverse media. He said in many countries, journalists and media workers face censorship, abuse, harassment, detention and even death simply for doing their jobs. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has greeted a media fraternity on the occasion of World Press Freedom Day. Naidu said that in the age of information, media professionals play a critical role in bringing out reliable and verified facts. He said that media professionals act as a protective shield to our society against disinformation. Naidu urged media professionals to always remain committed to the cardinal principles of journalism like truthfulness, objectivity, accuracy, impartiality and fairness. The Vice President commended media professionals for working tirelessly in bringing information to the people during the pandemic. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today reviewed the growing need of human resources required for dealing with the crisis of COVID-19 situation in the country. Many important decisions have been taken during the review meeting, which will significantly boost availability of medical personnel required for treatment of COVID patients. Among the many decisions, a decision has been taken to postpone NEET postgraduate exam for at least 4 months. This will ensure the availability of qualified doctors for COVID duties. The exam will not be held before 31st of August this year, and students will be given at least 1 month of time after the announcement of the exam. It has also been decided to allow deployment of medical interns in the COVID management duties under the supervision of their faculty. Nagaland Board of School Education has informed that Nagaland State Entrance Examination NSEE 2021, which was tentatively scheduled to be conducted on 20th of May, has been postponed due to COVID-19 pandemic situation in the state. The new examination date and other details will be notified at a later date. This news comes to you from All India Radio Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on our YouTube channel, AIR News Kohima. Nagaland government has declared several areas in Dimapur and Kohima as containment zones with effect from 7 p.m. tomorrow for a period of 7 days. The containment zones include areas under Dimapur Municipal Council, Jumukidima Town Council, colonies and villages along Dimapur-Jumukidima 4-lane road, Kohima Municipal Council area and new capital complex, Kohima. The order issued by Chief Secretary J. Alam today stated that all activities, including movement of persons, except the permitted activities, will be suspended in the said areas during the period. Activities that have been permitted include movement of goods vehicles, including vehicles carrying oxygen or oxygen cylinders and other medical equipments. All healthcare facilities, including animal health care, hospitals, clinics, nursing homes, pharmacies, including those selling veterinary medicines, and movement of healthcare workers are allowed. All persons going for COVID-19 vaccination, COVID testing and medical emergencies are also allowed. All officers and staff working in district administration, police, security forces, fire and emergency services, home department, Medical Postal Services, NIC, NSTMA, Home Guards and Civil Defense, SDRF, Power, PHET, Food and Civil Supplies, Finance, Treasury and Accounts, Banks, ATMs, IT&C, IPR, AIR, and Dudashan, including construction activities and agri and allied activities, are allowed. Funeral services are also permitted, limited to not more than 20 persons. The state government has also allowed all vegetable, fish, meat vendors and milk booths to remain open from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., including all local grocery stores, animal feed shops for public purchase. Petrol pumps are to remain open as usual while ensuring that there is no grouting. All establishments and personnel relating to electronic and print media, telecom and internet service providers are also permitted, while Dimapur Airport will remain open and movement of staff and passengers will be permitted. Hotels for lodging will be allowed to remain open with a minimum staff. Restaurants will remain closed for in-house dining. However, takeaway or home deliveries are allowed. Food delivery service providers and groceries delivery service providers are also permitted to function. In addition, small standalone shops in colonies will be subject to regulation by the respective ward or colony authorities, while movement of all private passenger vehicles will be allowed to ply on odd-even system with 50% of occupancy. Public transport vehicles, both public and private, like buses, taxis, autos, two-wheeler taxis, will also be allowed to ply with occupancy of 50% with a maximum limit of 25% of such vehicles in the district, for which the respective district task force will lay down the modalities. Meanwhile, strict enforcement of these restrictions will be ensured by the respective district task forces. Further, any person or group of persons acting in violation of the order will be deemed to have committed an offence punishable under Section 199 of the Indian Penal Code. In view of detection of COVID-19 positive persons and to prevent the spread of the infection, Janglashu village under Muyangshu subdivision of Mon district has been declared as containment zone with effect from 1st of May till further orders. Additional Deputy Commissioner Dopu, Kei Rangting, Hekui, in an order has issued following measures and SOPs for the public to observe strictly. Movement of people in or out of Janglashu village have been restricted, including the night hours, except for medical emergencies and maintaining supply of essential goods and services. Besides, there will be no intermingling amongst the villagers and stopover for public and private transport at Janglashu village. All gatherings, congregations and marriages are also restricted. However, essential services such as healthcare services, police, village guards, fire, banks, electricity, water and sanitation, regulated movement of public transport, including all incidental services and activities, will continue to function. Nagaland Health Department has said that beneficiaries falling in the priority group of healthcare workers, frontline workers and persons of 45 years and above who had taken their first dose at private COVID vaccination center on or before 30th April will be eligible to receive the second dose at government COVID vaccination center free of cost using the Government of India's supplies. State Immunization Officer Dr. Ritu Tur said those eligible for the second dose need to bring the registered mobile phone along with the documents submitted while receiving the first dose. Nagaland reported 101 fresh cases of COVID-19 today, taking the total caseload to 14,451. Health Minister said 77 cases were detected from Dimapur, 11 in Kohima, 4 in Mon, 3 in Magukchung and Zunaputo, while 2 in Longlang and 1 in Peren. On the other hand, positive patients have recovered, which include 26 from Dimapur, 3 in Magukchung and 1 from Kohima. With a total of 12,325 recovered cases, the number of active cases in the state also increased to 1,584. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. World Press Freedom Day being observed today. Vice President urges media professionals to act as protective shield to our society against disinformation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews COVID-19 situation in the country. Medical interns to be deployed in COVID management duties. Nagaland government declares containment zones in areas under Dimapur and Kohima for 7 days from 7 p.m. tomorrow. And State Health Department says beneficiaries of priority group falling under 45 years and above eligible to receive second dose free of cost at government COVID vaccination centers. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.